Scarface just announced that he's doing his farewell concert, and after that, he's done with rap. One of my absolute all-time favorites, Scarface. You're not going to tell me, Scarface wasn't one of the people you looked up to coming up.
Right.
One of the all-time greats.
Especially his albums. His albums be crazy.
Yeah, Mr. Scarface is back. That album cover with the cocaine and the guns and who does covers like that?
Look at you. You're a rap fan. Look at you. You
going Man, because I remember, okay, let me tell you, real talk. The Ghetto Boys album was the first Southern hip-hop album I ever bought. We Can't Be Stopped with the mugshots. You know what I'm talking about, the black and white cover?
Yeah.
That was the first Southern hip-hop album that I ever purchased. And it was so good. It was so good. And me and Willie D, we talk all the time. You know what I mean? And that shit was it was just so much better than damn near everything that was coming out during that time. And the South wasn't doing that. And he was just so cold with it. And he had songs with Pac. And he had songs with Jay-Z. And he everyone fucked with him. Everyone loved Scarface. But what's interesting, which you may not know, was that Scarface had a really bad case of COVID to the point where his kidneys shut down.
And his son gave him a kidney, right?
Yes. He needed a kidney transplant. And I remember when we did an article about it, all these people were DMing me, saying, "Hey, listen, I'll give Scarface my kidney. It'll be an honor to donate. So he had all these people, all these fans that were lined up to give him a kidney, but his son came in and said, "Nah, Dad, I got you."
That's love, bro.
"Nah, Dad, I got you."
That's love.
And I remember I was talking to Willie about this. He's the one that told me, and he's like, "Man, and and in this world where black fathers are being painted as deadbeats and being crucified in the media and how they don't have relationships with their kids, this just goes to show how the love between a father and a son, to the point where the son is actually going to take out an organ out of his own body and give it to his father so he can go on living." So dope.
For real. I wish I had they took half my kidney.
Oh, you lost a kidney?
No, when I had my kidney cancer, they took 30% of my kidney out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had to cut the cancer out.
Okay.
So I got a half a kidney on this side.
Uh-huh. Does that affect you? Do you feel different without it?
Nah, I don't feel no different. It's gone.
Okay. If you did need a kidney at one point, you think you'd hit up on your kids for it?
Hell yeah. Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah. If they got the match, they'll give it to me. I probably wouldn't want my kidney. I don't know, bro. That would be a hard decision.
Well, Meek Mill, he went on social media recently and he went on a rant saying that the label hasn't paid him. He's getting a lawyer. He's going to put out his contract and everything else like that. And, I don't exactly know what happened to him. I don't know what label he's talking about. I think he's on Atlantic, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably talking about Atlantic. You used to be on Atlantic yourself. In fact, when I met you, it was at Atlantic Records.
Yeah.
You and Webby. You know what I mean? It was funny. I pull up those videos. I'm like, oh shit, look how young everyone is in this video. As someone that's been on a major label, do you feel like the labels do you dirty, or do you feel like, hey, you signed that contract and they're just following what you signed?
When you sign with a label, you never gonna get a check. You never gonna really get a check, bro. You gotta understand, especially when you're an artist, because they get a label that money. They get a label that money. They don't give the artist, they get a label that money. Atlantic gives the label that money. That's how that shit go, bro. But once you're an artist, bro, once you're an artist on the label and, you get a little up front, you ain't gonna really never see no check unless you get your people on it. They gonna be saying you all the recoup shit, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you flying on jets and shit, all this shit, that shit, you know, that shit costs, bro. So majors, when you sign to a major, once you get that money, you ain't gonna never see another check unless you do some fucking Drake numbers. You know, that's just how it is, you know. But you gotta get there some kind of way. You know, people have to make that choice. You know, you wanna be famous, you know, so but once you sign with a label, you're gonna be making money out shows, you're gonna be, you know, so that takes your mind off your checks and all that shit, you know. But once you sign with them, you gotta understand you done split up everything. You done split your raw, you done split all this shit up, bro. You done split all this shit up once you signed the contract. And they will give you an extra $200,000 for your royalties, 80% of your, you know, if you need extra money, like, you know, like, you get fucked.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a loan, right? Because before you get anything, they got to recoup everything they put into it.
Right.
And then, you know, there's...
And they have to recoup what they spent on you, not counting the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Not counting the money that they gave you.
There's the advance, and then
the money
cost.
they spent to put this record out, these videos, this, you know. So how many records you got to sell to get it back?
No, facts. You know, and listen, Vlad TV used to be
when records are not selling like that anymore.
Right.
You're stuck.
Where 50,000 is considered good.
You're stuck.
Yep. Yeah, now listen, Vlad TV was a universal record.
You complaining, but your record sales ain't even made your money back.
Right. And this is what I tell people. The one thing that record labels have that independent artists don't is they'll get your shit on the radio. Right. They got the promo on lock.
Right.
They can make, you know, I've met up with these guys. They can make one phone call. And every program director across the country will put that shit in rotation.
Hell yeah. One group
just text. Like that.
One group
text. Exactly. One group text.
But
it's
we
like,
don't
hey,
know
listen,
as
guys.
Artists, you know, that shit, you know, that nigga, it's 200,000 and 250,000 a record. Like, you know, you got 4-5 records on the radio. They done spun some money.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they done spun some money, bro. It's just, man, that shit, it's just a bad situation, bro. And we be like, damn, I know they done recoup something. They don't be telling the nigga, man. Shit. But they be having ways, they done made ads for the song, all kind of shit. You think they ain't been a recoup? Shit, them motherfuckers smart.